Bella from the Toronto Police Public Information Unit, and to my left is Detective Sergeant Frank Skubik, as well as Constable Bill Chan from the Community Mobilization Unit, and they will be both speaking in regards to homicide 46 for 2008. And the first speaker will be Detective Sergeant Frank Skubik.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The reason I've asked you to come here today is I would like to update you on the investigation into the murder of Yuan Tracy TIAN. I'll make a very brief statement. This statement will then be repeated in the Mandarin and Cantonese languages by my colleague, Bill Chan, after which I'll entertain your questions. It was just after Labor Day, 2 years ago, on Tuesday, September the 2nd, 2008, at about 6:30 p.m., when the lifeless body of 31-year-old Tracy TIAN was discovered in her apartment at 75 Talara Drive in the Bayview Avenue and Sheppard Avenue West vicinity of Toronto. It was evident that Tracy had her hands bound behind her back and that she was brutally and viciously attacked, likely by a single perpetrator. The autopsy revealed that Tracy died as a result of multiple stab wounds to the body. There was no apparent evidence or physical evidence that Tracy had been sexually assaulted. An examination of her apartment revealed no signs of forced entry. There was no evidence of disruption anywhere in the apartment, save and except for the bedroom in which she was killed. Robbery was ruled out as a possible motive. An extensive investigation was conducted into many aspects of Tracy's life. At the time of her death, she was in an exclusive relationship with a 36-year-old man. This man was to have become her fiancé. Tracy had a succession of prior relationships with various men since she arrived in Canada in 2005. All of these men have been identified, investigated, and eliminated as suspects in this case. You may recall information released early on in this investigation regarding Tracy placing an online advertisement on a Chinese website offering a room within her apartment for rent. The investigation into this aspect revealed that over the Labor Day weekend, 12 persons has contacted Tracy and inquired about this room, 7 of which personally attended and viewed the bedroom for rent. These 7 persons have been identified, investigated, and eliminated as possible suspects in Tracy's murder. In fact, to date, over 50 persons of interest have been identified, investigated, and eliminated as being responsible for Tracy's murder. What we cannot do is eliminate the possibility that this was a random attack. Our investigation has revealed the following: that on the day of her murder at about 4:10 p.m., Tracy received a telephone call from a phone booth located at the North York Public Library at the Fairview Mall in North York. This location is just under 4 kilometers from her residence. About 20 minutes later, at 4:30 p.m., an unknown person, possibly Tracy's killer, arrived at the lobby of 75 Talara Drive and called Tracy from the Intercom panel. This person has yet to be identified. We believe that Tracy was killed sometime after 4:30 p.m. The motive for her killing remains unclear and undefined. What is apparent is that this was likely an unplanned crime of opportunity where the perpetrator may have had an ulterior motive, but an altercation with Tracy resulted in her being stabbed to death. The weapon used in this case has not been recovered. After the fact, the perpetrator likely displayed a noticeable change in behavior. He or she would have appeared nervous and withdrawn, and was perhaps absent from work or school for several days. The perpetrator may have displayed noticeable injuries which could have occurred during such a violent attack. In the days and weeks thereafter, the perpetrator may have spoken about the case or paid special attention to media reports with interest as to the progress of the investigation. I appeal to the community to think back to the time of Tracy's murder. If you have your own suspicions, theories, or you suspect any specific person of being responsible for Tracy's murder, please come forward. The Toronto Police Service is committed to solving this heinous crime, which has cut short the life of a vibrant, successful, and innocent young woman, and which has completely devastated her family and friends. But to do so, we need your help. Chief Bill Blair has authorized a reward of $50,000 for information leading to the identity, arrest, and conviction of the perpetrator responsible for the murder of Tracy TIAN. To become eligible for this reward, you must call me directly. My direct phone number is 416-808-7399. Further details on this case, as well as an online tip sheet and downloadable color reward poster, are available on a website dedicated to Tracy's case, and that website can be found at www.bit.ly/08HOM46.